Hello everyone, Moo here with another video for you guys for the Disney Tsum Tsum mobile game. I hope your Star Wars event has been going well. I hope you got all the K2SOs and the skill tickets you were after. If not, that's okay. There's still 5 days in the event. It will end on the 8th, but the Pirates of the Caribbean event comes almost right away after the end of the Star Wars event, so I've already started preparing for that. Grabbing some images, creating some of the content ahead of time. That way, once the event starts, I can just push out some videos for you guys. But I was thinking, why don't I just go over the most difficult card in the event? And essentially, all the other cards have the same type of missions, but with much easier to attain goals. So if we go over the 6th one, you will be well prepared for the entire event. So that is the purpose of this video. And one more thing before we get started, guys, do not forget to clear that last mission in the Star Wars event to get your pin and final reward for suffering through that grind fest. Again, the event ends on the 8th, so maybe cash out on the 7th or whatever, depending on your time zone. Maybe don't, like, you guys know when the servers refresh. So again, try not to forget to to get the final rewards for that mission. So here we go, guys. Card 6. This is the bonus card, the difficult card that will give you the golden pin. Card 5, you will get the silver pin. So it's kind of like the Savannah High main one, but the missions, I think for the most part, are relatively straightforward depending on which zoom you have, but that's what we're going to go over here and give you guys some tips and some suggestions on how you can tackle these. So card 1, guys, clear 200 my zoom. I think this is not that difficult. I think you can do it with any zoom in the game, including the happiness ones. But if you are having a little bit of trouble with this one, then I recommend you use one of the zooms that can generate time bubbles, as of course that will extend your gameplay time and give you an opportunity to clear more of the my zooms. So I think mission 1 is pretty straightforward, but again, use the time generating ones or time bubble generating ones if you're having trouble, and you should be able to get through it. Mission 2 is pop 260 bubbles. Now it doesn't say in one play, so that means you can essentially do this with any zoom, but to get it done quickest, obviously Cinderella and Surprise Elsa are the front runners. They generate a ton of bubbles, some of which are time bubbles, so you might even get this done in one attempt. That's going to be my goal for myself. I'm going to try and get 260 bubbles in with one heart and see how that pans out. Marie and Miss Bunny are other options for you guys. They also pop out quite a few bubbles, so those 4 are kind of the A-listers, the ones you want to go to for bubbles. And one thing, guys, I got this list from the Reddit Tsum Tsum community board. They post the event information for every month, so thank you guys for putting this up. I made some modifications to it for the channel, so I hope you guys don't mind, but here we go. So mission 3, reach a 160 combo. And again, you can do this with basically any zoom in the game. But if you have a Holiday Donald, it's going to make it super easy. You guys might have checked out some of my other event videos where I used Holiday Donald, where essentially all you do is keep swiping across the screen and you'll end up with like 500-600 combos. So he's going to make this a cakewalk if you do have him. If not, any other zoom will do the job, really. So mission 4, moving on now, activate skill 160 times. Now obviously that can't be done in one game, so you can again do that with any zoom, but of course I recommend the top guns as far as score go, because obviously they have that ability to re-enter fever time, activate skills, extend gameplay through time bubbles, and the top 3 are of course Cinderella, Surprise Elsa, and Jedi Luke. And Thumper is in there as well because he has the quickest charging skill, which makes him pretty good for this. And his skill also has the chance to generate a time bubble, so he's definitely a decent option. and any other zoom that recharges their ability really quickly. So K2SO would work as well, and yeah, basically anyone like that. So Mission 5, guys, earn 3.5 million points in one play. Again, I don't think this one is too difficult as long as you have, you know, a premium zoom that, you know, is at least skill 3. I think you're going to be able to get 3.5 million without any issue whatsoever. But if for whatever reason you're having some trouble with this one, again, time bubbles will be the answer to your question, because the longer you can play, the higher of a score you can get. Card 6 is a mystery card, or mystery mission, and the suggested zoom is to use one with tied hair to defeat 50 skulls. Now, for these type of missions, usually the zoom that they are introducing with the event are the best, because those ones also have the zoom bonuses for the event. So if you have to clear, you know, 50 skulls, you know, I highly recommend you use Jack Sparrow, as he is going to give you that event bonus. It's probably going to make it a lot easier. But if you don't have him, I'd probably go with Genie, because his skills are very efficient for the most part. And if those don't work out for you, I will also be doing a video for the entire card 6, so we can explore some other options at the time the event gets released. Moving on now, Mission 7, guys, clearing 1000 zoom in one play. Again, I think you can do this with any zoom. The, you know, high SL level premium zoom is going to make this relatively easy. I suggest Jedi Luke, because, you know, you might as well earn some coin while you're grinding out 1000 zoom. But you can obviously do this one with any zoom that can give you 250 kills each per game, assuming you will be using the 5 to 4 bonus item. So, you know, 250 times 4, you get 1000 zoom. Cinderella and Surprise Elsa, again, very good for that as well. Earn 30,000 coin. Now, you could probably do that in one attempt with Jedi Luke if you hit, you know, a decent enough bonus. And of course, Beast is the other option, because those two are just so good at earning coin. If you have either of those, they're going to do the job. You know, some newer ones, you have Kylo Ren, he's really good. Who else? Jasmine is amazing at earning coins as well. You know, all kinds of the blast type, horizontal clears, vertical clears, most of those will do a relatively decent job. So Mission 9, pop 5 time bubbles. Of course, this one is going to go to Cinderella and Surprise Elsa. They are the queens of the time bubbles, as I mentioned in that other video I posted a few weeks ago. Again, if you don't have Cinderella or Surprise Elsa, you can use Thumper. He's really good for that. Again, Marie or Miss Bunny. I can never remember which one of them generates the special magic bubbles, not the regular ones. So whichever one does that, go with that. And of course, if you have none of these zooms and you're brand new to the game, that's totally okay. You can still do this, because you can create time bubbles yourself if you get between that range. What was it again? 7 to 16 or something? Let me just check real quick. Time bubbles 9 to 16, guys. 9 to 16. So you can make them manually, and getting 5, if you use the time booster as well as the 5 to 4, I think you can get this in a few attempts. It's obviously going to take a little time to get it, but you can do it. Mission 10, clear 7 big zoom in one play. So the easy choices for this is obviously Baymax and Sully. Sully being the super fun option. I basically only use Sully during these events, and that is because he makes it super easy, and he's also the choice for mission number 12 to make 40 length chain, because you just generate a bunch of large Sullys and you link them all together for a 60 chain or whatever, and you're done. And you had a lot of fun doing that as well. Mission 11 is to pop 160 score bubbles, and the reason I chose Genie for this one is because essentially every one of his skills will generate a score bubble, and his skill also charges really fast. And whichever one of the variations you get, it will most certainly clear almost the entire screen, so that will only help you regenerate his skill even more, and it all chains, it all synergizes together. I think he was going to be my choice for Mission 11. Of course, any skill level 6 premium zoom that clears XXL type areas is going to give you a score bubble, so any of those will do the job. But this is a suggestion on who I think is the most efficient and the one that's going to make this quick and painless, because 160 is not a small number, so that's going to take a few attempts, and you want to do it as quickly as possible. So Mission 13, enter fever time 60 times, and that one is another kind of a grind, but I have to go with Cinderella as the top pick for that one, because she extends time by quite a lot, and you might even get 20 or more per attempt with her at skill level 6, and if you're relatively good with her game mechanics and her skill. So not too bad. Might as well get your weekly high score while you're doing this. So that is why I chose her as my #1 pick. But again, you can do this one with any zoom because there's no game limit requirement on this, so you can take your sweet time with it. Mission 14 is another mystery mission, and you have to use a bearded MyZoom to turn skulls into gold. So again, I'm going to have to go with Jack Sparrow for this one, because for the same reason as card 6, or mission 6 rather, he's going to give you that extra bonus as an event zoom, and because I haven't actually played the mystery mission, I think his bonus is going to be a good enough incentive to use him. But if not, again, Genie would be pretty good as well. And finally, guys, Mission 15, earn 60 million points. And this one would be fun if it was for one play. That would really challenge almost all of us. So that is not the case, however. You can do this one as many attempts as you need. But again, we're going to have to go with the top scorers for this one in Cinderella, Jedi Luke, and Surprise Elsa, where essentially you can do the mission in 1 attempt or 2 attempts or whatever. So that's going to make it as quick and painless as possible, after which you will collect your gold pin, and that will be the end of the event. There's also going to be another lucky time for the Star Wars events, I think starting, when is it? It's coming up. I think it's going to be from the 9th to the 12th or something. It's going to be all of the recently released Star Wars zooms. So there is that. If you still need Jedi Luke, do make use of that lucky time. He's probably the most valuable zoom in the game right now, and I would definitely try to invest coin into attaining as many of him as possible, because he's super good for everything. He has no drawbacks, no weaknesses. He's like the all-around perfect zoom. He's like the LeBron James of the zoom world. So that basically does it for this video, guys. I hope this list kind of helps you out for any suggestions or tips or zooms that might be efficient for any of these missions. And again, all the other 5 cards essentially have the same missions, but they're easier. So if you can do these, you can do the whole event, no problem. Do each mission in 1 attempt if you can. That would be a fun challenge, but some of them are simply impossible to do in 1 attempt, like enter fever time 60 times. That's probably the hardest one by far. But that does it for me, guys. I hope this video is really helpful for you guys, and I hope your Star Wars event has gone well. I hope this event is going to go well for you guys as well. and have a lot of fun with this. Ask whatever questions you may have in the comment section below. As always, I will do my best to get to you as quickly as I can. And thank you so much for watching, and see you guys next time.